What are you doing there?
Hi. Thanks for joining Gizmo and I on the couch. Hey Giz. Look how good he is tonight. Guys, I am so excited about tonight's version of Confessions of a Conveyancer because we're getting real. So when I started these videos, it was because I wanted to share some of my knowledge and I wanted to be able to add value to you in the community so that you can make better decisions in the property market. Stop that, Gizzy. Dogs don't understand Facebook Live. Hi, Richie. So tonight, I want to add value to you in a different way. What I really want to talk to you about is my journey as an entrepreneur. And I want to give you a couple of secrets to my success. Yes, so tonight's Confession of a Conveyancer, it's real. So, hi Claire. So my new website dropped yesterday. For those of you who haven't checked it out, go and check it out. You know, it already has a really detailed story of my journey and what led me to opening my business. So I don't want to rehash that, but I really want to pull a couple of things from there to be able to expand for you so that you can take that knowledge and really run with it. A pretty raw, deep, and a good look at an entrepreneur's journey. So when I opened my business, I had already been working in law firms for, 9 or so years. And it was ingrained in me, that culture that the old-fashioned, almost men's club law firm had. You know what I'm talking about, yeah? You sit in the boardroom, there's the encyclopedias behind your head, everyone's wearing a navy suit or a dark charcoal suit, and you had to wear a collar, you couldn't wear any funky clothes, and that was what I had. Hey KP. KP, we're getting real tonight. I'm talking a little bit about me and my lessons becoming an entrepreneur. So stay tuned. And it wasn't just the cold feeling, it was the really closed mindset that they had. And it really was no client-centric experience at all for the clients. I worked in law firms where it was almost like we felt like we were doing our clients a favor by acting for them. Can you actually believe that those businesses made profit 15 years ago? That's right. That's the way. There was a snotty arrogance about being in law back then. And it really just didn't sit well with me at all. So when I opened my business, I really knew I wanted to change things. I knew things had to be different and it didn't sit well with me. But I was scared, because this is the way that I had learned and everybody was doing it this way and clearly people were making money. So I took baby steps. I had a purple font and that was like, whoa, she's got a purple font, I had like a modern font on my letterhead, and that was, people were like, oh my gosh, look at her eggplant font. And now you look at it and you're like, really, that's pretty boring compared to what I have now. But it just gives you an idea. So I started these baby steps, and I knew I wanted things to change, but parts of me were branching out, but parts of me were scared, because I knew what I knew, which was a certain way to act and present myself to clients and a service to provide. So what I very quickly learned is that the global financial crisis hit. And when that hit, like everybody else in the law industry and so many other industries, we really felt the squeeze. So feeling the squeeze in a property market also meant that as a conveyancer, our work was dictated to by those outstanding, external forces. So the property market went like this, which meant us as conveyancers in the global financial market, our work went like this. Now, as a small business trying to deal with the ebbs and flows, that's tough. Beck, Juzzy, Natasha, thanks for jumping in. We're talking raw tonight. It's talking just about me. So I don't even have any notes. So, and if you have any questions, put them in there. So I started to feel the squeeze like everybody else. People were putting off employees left, right, and center. People will be making redundant in other law firms, and I knew something had to change. Deep down, I still knew I wanted to change the way that I did things, but I was scared. Opening a business is scary. So it wasn't until I went, you know what? I can never be truly me if I don't do things that I believe in. And it wasn't until I really sat down when the global financial crisis hit, and I really sat down and I went, I don't believe these things, these ways that we're taught to act in this industry just does not sit with me right at all. Hi, Amanda. And do you see Gizzy? So good tonight. He says hello to Tala. And so by realizing my visions, my core values, and how to treat people and how I wanted to do business, it was really from then that I went, hold on, and things started to change. I became who I was. I no longer was a separate person at work and a separate person in personal life. I just brought them together. I was like, this is it. I'm going to be me all of the time. I'm going to put myself out there so that people could know who I am. And it was really that change that really catapulted my success. And for those people that can relate to this, put it this way. If you and your business is the same as everybody else, it does not matter if you are the hardest worker, if you are the best at what you do. If you are doing the same as everybody else, you can't compete. You're dictated to by the smallest of things like price. Yeah? You've got 2 apples, exactly the same. It doesn't really matter. You really need to be different. So if you want to stand out from the crowd, stop being a sheep. You need to get out there, be yourself, put yourself out there, and that's really when success started to come to me. And that success also, I'm not just talking about the way we treated clients, and I'm talking about I started talking differently. Hey Sandy, thanks for jumping in. I started talking differently. I didn't talk to clients anymore with legal jargon. You know, you could have a conversation with me and you understood what I was talking about. You shouldn't have to have a law degree to be able to converse with me. So I got rid of that. Client-centric, I knew who you were. I knew what you did. You came to see me so that I could be a part of your journey. And it just so deeply went against everything that I believed in the way that we used to teach clients. Like, every client was a Mr. or Mrs. Like, that is ridiculous. We're not in the old-fashioned days, and to be honest, it's almost disrespectful now to not address people. I changed the way that I dressed. I used to dress one way at work and one way on the weekends, and I threw that out the window. Of course, I always looked nice, but I can't remember the last day I wore a suit. I can tell you now I probably get more dressed up for work than wearing a suit, but I don't wear a suit. Why? Because it gives the wrong impression, and it's not me. And if I'm not being me, people subconsciously, they can tell. So I just became me, out there in the public eye. Thanks, KP. In the public eye, and that's what really started to catapult. And one of the big changes that I really wanted to make in business that really helped is staff. You know, what's exhausting, Amanda? Oh, Amanda, I think you were saying being exhausting, trying to be someone else. It was. And to be honest, that's a really good question, Amanda, because I remember a period in my life when a couple of people said to me, why are you so good at your job and do you love your job? And I went, I'm not sure if I love my job or what I do, or it's just my skill set that I can apply. And it wasn't until I opened up my own business and I made these huge changes that I went, I do love my job now, where beforehand I was caged. I really wanted to change and I was scared. So my advice is to you, you need to make those changes. If you are working in an industry where the industry is run against your core values, you are never going to excel because you can never truly be who you are and branch out. And when it comes to staff, I was so dead against the cultures that I had worked in. You know, with my business, I really wanted to have true team environment, and everybody says they want a team environment and then they have a team environment. I can tell you now they don't. I have had staff that can't work for me because they can't handle the team environment. They have never experienced something that is so team orientated, that is a little confronting for them. It's almost like a personal development class and they can't handle it. Whereas I've got other staff that have never worked anywhere else before because it becomes part of their culture. And when they step in the door, they want to be a better person. They want to be able to achieve those goals together, and they're on that train with me. So all of that motion, that feeds back to the clients. So my confession tonight, my confession of a conveyancer, this is it. By being unapologetically you, that is the key to your success. Stop trying to be the graphic designer people want you to be, the accountant that you think people want to be, everything else. People do not buy a service anymore. If you're an accountant and you're saying, I sell tax returns with you and 50 other people doing exactly the same thing, who cares? Who cares? People want to buy you. And that is the thing I learned. Thankfully, I learned it well, and it really was the catalyst to my success and how I've been able to build a business how I wanted to, build a culture and a team like I wanted to. And it's not just about me. All of that has flown back to my clients. You know, that has given me the success to inbred confidence to my clients when they see me. I want my clients to feel empowered. They have knowledge when they come in the door. I give them knowledge in simple, easy language so they can take it away, because you work damn hard for your money. So if you're going to buy a house, you should feel amazing about it. This is a life milestone. You shouldn't go into a solicitor's office and sit there paranoid, not having any idea what they say, not even remembering what their name are, calling them Mr. So-and-so. No. You know, it's just, things have changed, and that is my biggest advice. So, gang, I'm so glad you jumped on, and thank you for some of the comments. Yes, Bridie, you're so right. People buy from people now. It's hard to get your head around, but I swear it was the biggest success to me, is that people do not buy services anymore. So if you want to be different, if you want to stand out from the crowd, if you want to excel, be who you are. And you know another thing? If you are trying to be what you think the consumer wants to be, people can see right through that. Even if consciously they don't know that they can see through it. Subconsciously they're going, something that they said just doesn't line up, or I saw them at the the supermarket yesterday, and they were acting really differently. And then when they talk to me on the phone, that's a different person. So subconsciously, they don't trust you automatically, and that's never going to be a good relationship. Now, when you start to put yourself out there and you start to be really, really like me, your personality is out there, I'm true, people know who I am, people are going to love you or they're going to hate you. And you know what? Those people that hate you, awesome, good. That has just weeded out the clients that isn't going to be a working relationship anyway. So don't be afraid. And it's only going to be about 2% of people. 2% of people. And you're going to have some trollers. You're going to have some people give you some backlash on social media and wonder why you're doing this. And they're not going to enjoy it, or they're going to use it as an opportunity to react. Good. Do you know why? That just gave you invaluable advertising, because the way you react to those situations, you can't buy that type of advertising. You can't create that type of advertising. So those, Stacey, they're not your type of people. So go on, put yourself out there. I dare you, whatever industry you are in, think of it differently. Just think, I am not selling a service anymore. I am selling me. And I absolutely dare you to have a go, see what type of results you get. And that's my confession. So guys, thanks for jumping on. I'm sorry it wasn't as interactive tonight as possible, and I didn't take notes, and I have so much to share. So gang, I really hope that you found this really entertaining and really took some value from it. I'm going to be bringing to you a lot more business mentor tips as well, mixed in, of course, with my conveyancing. So once a week, you're going to be getting from me some really nice, business tips. Now, when I talk business tips, they're not just for the entrepreneur. A lot of it will be about just being a better person, yeah? Even if you're an employee, there are ways that you can separate yourself and really add value to your life. So, thanks, Claire. And I think that's quite funny that you said that, because Claire and I go way back, and we actually worked in a law firm together, and couldn't we tell some funny stories? That's Gizmo and I done. Thank you so much for dropping in. Don't forget, if you missed it, there's replay YouTube channel, and I'm really excited that you guys could jump on this journey with me, and that, you know, after so many years, I can be brave enough and go, do you know what? This is what works. So take it, run with it, be successful, work out your core values, and just get out there and kick ass. People want you to succeed. Just do it. Stop underachieving. Work out who you are. Go do it. Thanks, gang. Have a good night.